Hi everyone, welcome back to Form of Therapy. My name is Cheok PD, and today I'm going to be reacting to Izna's first comeback single. This is Sign, and I do have a bit of a clarification, a little asterisk at the top of this video for this reaction in comparison to my previous reaction to their self-titled Izna debut. And that is that I am such a fan. I am such a fan going into Izna's first comeback compared to their debut because I enjoyed their debut. I liked it a lot, in fact. It was a great song. It was a dope aesthetic and style. And so I kind of fell down the rabbit hole, checked out some of the performances, some of the live stages, and I thought, wow, they are really top tier. And I also did a listening party for their album. I loved their debut album so much. It has been in my alarm routine for the past, 2 months that it's been. And it has been fantastic. And so I am super obsessed with their music. I am falling in love with the members every single day because I'm currently checking out Island 2. And let me quickly plug my Patreon while we're on the topic of that. If you want to join me on my Island 2 reaction journey, come check out my Patreon. Link is in the description below. But right now, I'm on episode 4 of Island 2. We're going to check out the whole thing. But if you want to join me on that reaction journey, because it's a lot of fun, and also check out my reactions for their debut EP, as well as some of their live stages and their award show stages, stuff like that. Come check out my Patreon. Of course, you don't have to support me monetarily if you don't want to. I only post those on there due to copyright reasons. Let's just check out Sign together. Let's go. Ooh, first comeback. First comeback's always exciting. Let's go. Ooh, that's a very pretty melody. Sounds like Jimin. Oh yeah, that's Jimin. So Jimin's like our starter, huh? Whoa! I don't know what I love more, Sarang's vocals or this beat. Wow. She cut her hair? Is that a wig or did Coco cut her long hair? Oh, she might have cut her hair. Hey, it looks good. I love how vocally driven this is. Wow. Oh, Teddy definitely produced this, huh? The use of the guitars and the bass synth here really sounds like Teddy style. Ooh, and then the drums just coming in all of a sudden like an attack. Whoa, is that Heavy's voice? Oh, that is Heavy. Wow. Oh, wow. Oh. Oh, that's very beautiful. Oh, wow. That was amazing. Wow. Oh my. That was so good. Um wow. That was that was incredible. Wow. I checked out the credits real quick and it looks like this is definitely a Teddy and a Vivian song. Like it definitely reminded me of sort of Vivian has a very beautiful, I think, pretty way of capturing emotion that I think is reminiscent from like "I Will Always Love You," their track "I Will Always Love You." That is, and it's wonderfully captured here on Sign. And with a little bit of that title track kind of sauce, oh, it's so good. There's so much I love about it that I know I can't address it all on my kind of first impressions, but let's go. The hook, so good. The sign, 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 so catchy. The little ooh, ooh, also catchy. What else did I love? I loved how much Jungkook there was. Like there was so much Jungkook in this music video. So when I first reacted to their self-titled Izna title track, I didn't realize that Jungkook was kind of like such a heavyweight performer until I started watching Island 2 and I was like, what the fuck? Who is this? Why is she so good in talent? And well actually it's not even Island 2 where I started noticing what a great vocalist and a performer Jungkook was. It was watching their live stages for Time Bomb. Um that Jungkook really stood out to me and I was like, who is this? And it was through checking out stuff like the final love song performance video, like the Signal song, and then watching Island 2 that I truly realized how powerful and talented Jungkook was. And it's been an interesting journey watching Island 2 with the perspective of knowing the debut lineup because I don't often do that. I typically watch the show as it's coming out. But what was really fun was realizing that as much as I loved the debut title track, and that was for me, someone who did not watch the show, I realized, oh, this song made it made impressions with certain members, and then it didn't make full use of certain members. And I felt like the members that weren't really utilized to their fullest potentials in the debut music video was Junghoon and Sebi, and a little bit of Mai. And I felt like they shined here on Sign. Mind you, some people stood out in the Izna one. Pang Jimin definitely, and it feels like Pang Jimin is she's gonna kind of be the starter of the group. I mean, she definitely has a lot of charisma, right? And even from the opening line as she's lying there, her voice really, really kind of sets the tone. She really gets into like the kind of dreary monotone aspect of the song really well. And you know, some people stood out in that way, like Chiyoon and such. But I just felt like, I didn't like watching these other performances. Chungin stands out to me so much. It's interesting that she didn't stand out to me in the Izna video. And this one, I felt like there was so much Chungin. She's one of my favorites. And I thought, wow, there's so much Chungin, so much justice. So I love it for that aspect. And I also can't tell if it's more of a non-biased view. I because I'm watching it from such different perspectives now. Maybe those of you who were Chungin fans, you thought you were well fed as a Chungin fan in the It's Not music video. Let me know in the comments if that's the case. Or if you were watching it and also thought Chungin didn't get the spotlight enough. And I felt like she did here. Sebi, she stood out to me multiple times, not just at the end where I really, really loved her, but in the beginning as well. I really liked her part. But especially at the ending portion, I was very moved by her vocals more than anything. Her tone, it was huskier and kind of more like more air and more powerful. And I haven't gotten to that episode in Island 2 yet. I didn't know she could sing like that. So that was very surprising. That was a lot of fun. Um I'm already blanking on I'm already blanking on what I loved about it, which means we just got to watch it again. So, let's go. So pretty. Such a great melody.
Starlight 아래 나란히 앉아서 두근두근 얘기할
Okay, hold on.
때
So, why is the water in the cup bubbling? That's very interesting. It's almost like her cup is overflowing and it's like causing a flooding, a leak. You see the wet spot on the table and it's like dripping onto the floor. It's a very interesting imagery to see the cup bubbling like that.
두근두근 얘기할 때
No signal, you fool.
위에서 너와 좀 때 You and I are up in the sky You make it feel like spring break earthquake
I always love when a song has a vocal lead in before the beat actually switches up. So I love the you make it feel like spring break and then the beat switching up on spring break is so satisfying. And also Sarang mainly had a rap section in their debut song, and so I love seeing her in a vocal section, which by the way sounds incredible.
풀수 없는 숙제 같아 넌 아이스크림보다 더 달콤해
And I love that Coco's part here. She raps, she leans a little bit more into the rapping aspect later on in the song, but I love that she has a bit more of a melodical rap here. It definitely like you can, rather than being impressed by the rapping, you're more impressed by her vocals. It's closer to singing than it is to rapping, and I love that. Love that.
말야 또 막살이지 마 자석처럼 끌리잖아 Do you wanna take it gotta keep the pace
That the guitar coming in right there, or like the strings at least. I don't know if it's a guitar. It sounds like when you hit an electric guitar and it's not plugged in. That's what it sounds like. I love how hollow it sounds. That was definitely like a Teddy part, or it sounded like a Teddy part.
You better stop wasting time Can you just give me a sign
So, okay. The concept of this is a little interesting. I thought this was upon first watching it, and when I do like my first blind reaction, I kind of turn my brain off and just let it all kind of hit me all at once. And so, and I do like to go in with the perspective of I want to let the art speak for itself before I like really dig into it. And based on like the color grading and the visuals and the aesthetic and the imagery, I thought that this was something that was a bit more grim and angsty and bittersweet in a negative way. But now that I'm actually listening to the lyrics and kind of focusing on the imagery, it's more so the lyrics are all very sweet, and it's kind of a love song of like, hey, we're drawn to each other, like, hey, we should get together, that kind of a vibe. But they're saying, can you give me a sign? It's like they're being left on red, as it were. The constant the bubble imagery right there of the text is a really cool idea. Also, I just noticed you have the list of text being projected onto the floor as well. That's really cool. But the bubble of like, that anticipation you have. Also, one of them is a greenie, but or the person they like is an Android user. But anyways, that anticipation you have of waiting to hear their response, see their response, and the ... of that, that anticipation is captured through the song of them saying, "Can you give me a sign?" They want to know the answer. And so, okay, it's more of a flirtatious song. By the way, wow. The lighting here is so pretty. It's so gorgeous. Oh. So that's a really interesting end to the chorus. I'll be yours and you will be mine. That the sudden cutoff of the beat, it feels a little retro. It kind of reminds me of like, I don't know, like it reminds me of something like I would have heard from like an 80s or like a 90s song. That's really interesting. That's really cool how they just kind of cut it off right there, cut the momentum off right there. Also, that vocal part where Jungkook is just like singing like that, love it. That is what I felt like was missing from the Izna debut title track in terms of like really showing off Jungkook. Love that shot too of the whip transition of, it looks like I think a taxi cab going by. Oh no, it's more like it looked like it's a sports car. It's a sports car. As it passes by, the handheld look, as well as how, again, the lighting is gorgeous in this. It's just absolutely glamorous. They have like this focused, like she's well lit, where it's like a focused lighting on her, almost like car lights are lighting her, but the lighting is much softer than that actual effect. But the way that like the rest of the scene is not lit, and then the nice little golden edge rim light, as also the lens flare of it, really just makes it much more beautiful. Wow. It's a very romantic shot. Oh gosh, that rap section, so good, so good. Okay, but I want to look at the video. Just smashing her phone. What for? What did it say? What did it say? Maybe he liked me too. I'm gonna assume that's curious. Maybe you did it. Or okay, so I heard you missed me in class today. Maybe, but curious. Did I? Yeah. Sign. I mean, is that supposed to be a? Oh, reading this text. This dude's really annoying. Why so curious? Did I? Yeah. Sign. I mean, wow. I can see. Okay, I can see the annoyance. I can see why there's an edge to this video and why it comes off a little bit bitter and dark. They're kind of frustrated with the guy. It's still a love song. They still like this guy. They have a crush on this guy, but they're also frustrated with this guy because he responds like this. He's so annoying. He's being coy and it's annoying. Also, the decoration on this car is crazy. The wrap of like, I think it's like, whoa, yeah, it's like a cross stitching on the car. That's crazy. Gorgeous. I also love the visual aesthetic of this. Everything's got a bit of this really gorgeous cinematic look to it. It looks. Hold on, Coco. I don't wait for your sign. I give you one. Ooh, interesting. Reason you check your phone twice equals me. Ooh. Yeah, so okay, I lost my train of thought, but I love how it looks more like a kind of like a romantic indie movie, and I think that's what helps really capture the emotions of the song really well too. I don't get you. Please don't wait. Please don't hesitate. very interesting. This is a very interesting concept, and how they're going about it. They're really shooting this in such a darker way, but it's an extremely lovely song, and I love the explosion of the lights. But this is basically them giving a sign to the guy because they want a sign. And I think Coco's yearbook quote is the perfect encapsulation of the theme of what they're going for. I'm not just gonna wait for your sign. I'm giving you one. So like, basically, give me one back. It's like, do you like me? Because we go together really well. And I feel like the darkness, the dreariness of this music video really captures that kind of teen dramatization of how desperate and the despair you feel when someone you like, you don't know if they like you, and you like, or they don't like you or like you back. Sorry, I kind of got crossed over there. But the kind of anxiousness you feel, I feel like that's what they're really capturing on, with all the lights turning off, the color grading and the aesthetic being a little bit more grimy. So that's really cool. It's a really interesting approach. Rather than going for the typical super clean, polished K-pop look. So that's like the projection of like all the thought bubbles of being left on red, projecting onto it. That's a really cool idea. What was that shot of all the fire? That's an interesting symbolism. The shot of Sebi going underwater, kind of like when you confess your feelings and you're waiting with bated breath, like when you kind of hold your breath and you don't know what the outcome will be, the nervousness of that. That's a really cool representation of that. Let's see. What are they burning? Just burning books? Are they just burning books? What is this scene? I don't remember any other motivation previously. Like, there was them like picking the flowers, kind of like the do they like me? Do they like me not? There was that aesthetic, but what's motivation behind the burning of the books? They're holding books in that shot, breaking the friend zone, turning what if into whatever. Interesting. Wow. The wind up, pause, and crash of the drum. Really dope. But Sebi's vocals. Wow. Wow, I love the wind up. So I'll be yours and you will be mine. I'll be yours and you will be mine. Like, okay, so the instrumental doesn't wind down like how it does in the first and second chorus. Here, it's just her vocal does the same thing. You will be mine. She goes down, but the instrumental winds right back into, can you just give me a sign? Love that. Damn. Heavy. Oof. Oof. Yeah, such an interesting concept. You know, the place, like it's pouring, like I don't know, like they're sort of in their feels, sort of. Their place is chaotic because they're just all over the place emotionally because they're going mad, waiting for an answer, waiting for a sign from this person. Interesting aesthetic. And a great song. An amazing song, I will say. An incredible follow-up to their debut. I I'm glad that this is a single and not an EP because this will give me a good chance to just listen to only this song to death. I am going to listen to this like crazy. It is so catchy. It is that perfectly encapsulated feel good synth pop girl group track that I really like and love and the style that I'm obsessed with. So I love it. In summary, cool music video. I think the artistic direction is really interesting, as well as the visual elements of like it looking a little bit more like a movie, a little bit more like or like an HBO show. That dramatic look to it really, I think, makes the sweetness and the pretty aspects of the song even prettier, sort of like the contrasting effect. And so it's a very pretty, sparkly song, and it's a bright song, but the visuals are so grimy and dark. That's a very hard contrast to balance and really sell on a directional level. And I think it's directed by 725. I think they did a great job. And the song is amazing. I think it's amazing. I think Coco stood out to me first. Like June's the reason I fell in love with the group initially, but Coco's the one that stood out to me first. And I'm glad we got more of her rapping, but we also got a more nuanced look at that rapping. And I like that we start with that. And then we get like her much more dope hip hop centric rapping in the second half of the song. And the beginning part is much more melodical and moving. And I really, really, really liked Sarang in this. I really liked Sarang's vocals in this. I really liked the I'll be yours and you will be mine. I really like how she's saying that. I mean, I love the top line of that too. It's really interesting. I'll be yours. Like I love the I'll be yours and you will be mine. But she's saying that really well. And she has a lot of vocal lines here compared to the rap section that she had in the debut track. That felt more typical, and this feels much more refreshing in that way. I could have used another my part, but hey, I'll still appreciate and be grateful for what we got. She got a really, really great part. In fact, she got the first sign part, right? She got the first hook, and she, I think, leaves a lot of impact. And I think the who really suits her voice as well. Jimin, what else can you say other than she really sets the tone well? I think she adds a lot of gravitas. Like it's so obvious from the debut music video to hear that Jimin one has a lot of gravitas, and they're making great use of that and making her a big presence in the music videos and the imagery for that. And so I think that they use that really well. They used Chunghoon really well. Like Chunghoon was all over this video. Chunghoon was singing, dancing, doing her Chunghoon thing all across the music video. It was amazing. I think that's also why I love it so much. Is I love Chunghoon's vocals, and I love it all across this song. And yes, Hebi was. She added a lot of weight and emotional depth towards the end of the song, which was really surprising, but I was moved by that as well. I am curious as to what it would sound like with Jiyoon. Obviously, we're missing Jiyoon. I thought she would at least be in the song and the video, and that she was just taking a hiatus from promotions. But I think this is also just a clean way to approach a comeback as well. Like she's just absent from the comeback. But hopefully she recovers well, and we'll see her back in the next comeback, whenever that is. But Sign by Izna, amazing, incredibly heartfelt, sweet, moving, and so catchy. Now that is a pop song. I loved it. Oh my goodness. Guys, let me know what you guys thought about Sign by Izna, and what do you think about the comeback versus their debut? Personally, I really liked their debut song. It may not do the best job of highlighting every single member, and of course, what song truly can, right? It would have to be pretty long and pretty intricate to be able to do that. And so I think Sign is just a really good step up from that. Because personally, I love the debut Izna song. And I think I'm a good test example of, while now that I know all of them and their skill sets, while it may not make the best use of everyone in their positions, it's the right type of song, and it makes the use of everyone's talents just well enough that it pulls in someone who vehemently tries not to stan every new group that debuts, because I already love so many groups. I'm like, I don't need more on the docket. But I think that just proves that that's how great that debut was. And I think Sign is just a great step up from that and a great continuation of that. So would love to hear your thoughts about the comparison of the two as well. I'm going to wrap up my reaction there. Guys, thank you for joining me. So as I said at the top of my video, quick plug for my Patreon. As I said, I am checking out the Island show. And so if you want to check out Island 2 with me, come join me on my Patreon. It's a pretty fun journey, I will admit. And I have a lot of fun kind of dissecting all the performances and talking about the members, not just the debut members, but the others who are on the show as well. And so if you want to join for that, and I will definitely check out bonus drops related to Sign. If you want to check all that out with me, come join the Patreon. You don't have to support me monetarily, though. If you want to support me for free, you can always like the video down below. You can also subscribe over here. I'm going to have a button for you. You can check out my other videos over here, and I will see you next time. Have a wonderful day. Bye.